professional background or your area of study, how you heard about this symposium, and what you intend to gain from this symposium. So once again, I am Miss Peace Ojegba, and welcome. I would like to welcome us all to this symposium titled The Digital Doctor, Computational Tools in Modern Medicine. So if you are looking for insights into the role of data and algorithms in healthcare, you want to understand how digital tools are changing diagnostic and treatment, you want to get a bigger picture or perspectives on genomics, AI, and digital health, trust me, you are at the right place. So I would like to welcome our facilitator, Chioma Onyido. Okay, I'd like to welcome our facilitator, Chioma Onyido. Please, ma, can you hear me? Hello, ma.
Yeah, I'm here. Sorry
Okay.
about that.
Okay, no problem, ma. Okay. Chioma Onyido began her scientific journey in biochemistry, then transitioned into bioinformatics in 2021. She is currently a PhD student supported by the World Bank ACE Impact Project, CAPIC ACE, and the Psychiatric Genomics Consortium, PGC Africa. Over the years, she has contributed to projects including polygenic risk scores, machine learning, gene expression analysis, and pipeline development, with publications in Nature Communications and other reputable journals. She teaches undergraduate level computational biology courses, mentors outreach interns on the bioconductor bug SIGDB project, and serves as a computational biology instructor at Genomac and international workshops. She has also helped train over 200 plus students / bioinformatics enthusiasts through community-led webinars. Chioma occasionally shares lessons from her journey and resources on LinkedIn to guide beginners in the field. Outside of research, she enjoys binge watching TED Talks and oddly satisfying ASMR relaxing videos. So please, our dear participants, please let's do well to welcome our facilitator for this symposium, Chioma Onyido.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Please let me know when I'm supposed to start, please.
Ma, you can start now, ma.
Okay, all right. Hello everyone. Thank you so much for joining me in this session for today. I'll just go ahead and share my screen so that we can start right away. Before I start, I would like to know who is in the room with me. So I'll share a link shortly. I hope you're connected to your internet because you just help me log in. Click on the link. You don't have to log in, you just have to click on the link and it takes you to where you answer a few questions. I just want to know who is in the room with me, who I'm speaking with. So please you don't need to have your phone or your laptop or anything like that. Just your phone is enough for that. So I'll just please let me know when you can see my screen. Please let me know when you can see my screen. Just
I can see your
thumbs up.
screen.
All right. All right, great. Thank you. Um, Please give me a minute. Trying to get things together here. Oh, great. So welcome again to today's session. So the topic for today's session is the digital doctor, computational tools in modern medicine, as we can all see on the screen. So I would like to start briefly with a question. So what if your doctor could predict your risk for heart disease or diabetes or cancer years before your symptoms begin to show, right? So just to paint you that picture of what we mean when we say the digital doctor. So this is an image of, a black female doctor on her tablet displaying the cardiovascular system. So just to paint a picture of what we mean when we say the digital doctor, it doesn't sound foreign to you. So there's a very interesting, I would say striking quote I really love by Thomas Edison. They said, "The doctor of the future will give no medicine, but will interest patients in the care of the human frame, diets, and the cause and prevention of disease." So this looks like a whole lot of words, right? But this is one of my favorite quotes because when you unpack it, it connects beautifully. And this quote was said in 1903, and that's like over a century ago. And at that time, you know that medicine was reactive, right? And doctors treated illness after it appeared. So now Edison imagined a future where doctors, they won't just prescribe medicine or prescribe pills for their patients, but they focus on prevention, lifestyle, understanding the root cause of the disease. So today, that future has arrived, and that is what we call digital medicine, right? So the digital medicine that Edison dreamt of years ago, it is now being realized. And now this chart shows, the flow from pen and paper medicine to the evolution of, electronic health records, and then to data-driven diagnosis and digital medicine. Imagine a genomic test saying you have about, so maybe 30% increased risk of breast cancer. And then it's like, apart from telling you your risk of breast cancer, it tells you how to lower that risk. These days we have smartwatch, smart devices that monitors our heart rates. And then most times those wearable devices, it shows our heart rhythm and how it's changing. And that will tell you how to adjust your lifestyle. Some of them are even medicated. So people get medicated wearable device, just to, improve their lifestyle. So I just wanted to, paint that picture when they say the digital doctor, because I think one thing I really love about this webinar is the title. When I was given the topic, the digital doctor, it was striking to me, and I was also curious about the topic, right? So before we go further, I would like to know who's in the room with me. So please kindly, click this link. I don't know if I should type it in the chat box, or if you can from your screen screenshot it and type it somewhere in your browser. Just briefly, I want to know who is in the room with me. I should come here and type that for you.
Please drop it in the chat box. We can't type this link. Thank you.
Yeah, okay. So it's in the chat box. It's in the chat box. Can you see it now? It's pinned. I just pinned this link to the chat box.
Yes, yes, thank you.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, thank you. So just briefly, it shouldn't take so much of our time. Let me just share the screen where it's supposed to be so that you know what you're so who is there? Who is there now? I want to start the interaction. I just did. So you can, type your profession or whatever you do currently. Are you a researcher? Are you a clinician? Are you a doctor? Are you a medical professional? Are you a student? Are you what, if you're a student, are you a postgrad student, undergrad, researcher, director, manager, clinician? I want to see the results pop. Like, I just want to know who is in the room with me. Okay. Yeah, so I'm seeing responses. Thank you, thank you. Please keep it coming. Thank you. Okay, researcher, student, software tester. Okay. No, not your name, like your profession. What do you do? What do you do currently? Okay, biotechnology student from Pakistan. I'll just, few seconds more before we move on. Assurance, all right. Industry, fifth year medical students. Oh, interesting. Quality. Okay, interesting. Okay, great. I'll just go ahead and stop. I think our top attendees today are students and researchers because they have the bigger circle and it's popping more here. So thank you so much. I'll just go ahead and stop and go back to the presentation. Yes, I hope you can see my screen now. Thank you. Thank you. So you're in the right place. Students, researchers, assurance. I saw quality assurance. I saw assurance, but I hope that's quality assurance. Yeah, medical doctors, you're welcome. This is the right space. So moving on, so just to show you that the statistics of healthcare data, 90% of the world's data was created in the last 2 years, and approximately 402.74 million terabytes of these data sets are created each day, and healthcare industry generates 30% of the world's data volume. So all this data, we just can't keep ignoring them. Medicine can no longer ignore data. We have data from different sources, and we can't just keep ignoring this data. So how do we turn this data into insights? What do we do to, make this data, turn this data into an information that will be, essential for us, that will change lives, that will transform medicine, right? So before we move into that, just to show you the different sources of data, we have data from electronic health records. These are, data sets that contain diagnosis, procedures, physician notes, clinical trial data. I don't know who saw Grey's Anatomy. it was a popular series then about medical doctors in America and all of that. It was really interesting. I think it was one of my favorite series then, and I think I'm not the only one who would say that Grey's Anatomy, kind of made me want to study medicine. Imagine wanting to do medicine because of a series you saw. It was very inspiring. Young doctors doing big things, making big moves, and of course we know that the what's the word now, medicine over there, research over there is way forward than it is in Africa. That's pretty obvious. That's not news to anybody. So these are the things that made me really want to do medicine, right? So in Grey's Anatomy, you would see these electronic health records play better. If you've not seen Grey's Anatomy, there's also another one. I think it's called The Resident. That's another medical series that I would like to use to paint a picture for you. When patients come into the clinic, they don't have to start filling forms manually. Even if they want to do that, they do that maybe first before they now put it into the system, or they do it in the system first before they use the filled out forms for other purposes. So these are what we call electronic health records. So I think in Nigeria, in Africa, this is now being widely adopted. We have something like that. We have things like that in Lagos. We have something like that here in Nigeria. So it's also in other parts of Africa. So another kind of data is genomic data, information about an individual's genetic makeup. There's pharmacy data, that's information on the prescribed medications and allergies, right? There's also medical imaging data like x-rays. The radiologists will know this, like CT scans, MRIs, and all of that. Then there's also sensor data. Initially we spoke about wearable devices. So there are other kinds of wearable devices. There are sensors, right? And then there's also external data. There's external data like data from grocery purchases, fitness trackers, and environmental data. So these are just to mention some sources of data. So now I'd like you to know that every cell in the body is a library, and computational biology is how we can learn to read those cells. So to briefly introduce you, computational biology in this context is where biology meets data to improve healthcare. So you are asking questions like, can we predict cancer risks or risk of diseases using a patient's DNA data? How can we design better drugs that would work faster and tailored to that patient's, genomic data? So these are some applications of computational tools in healthcare. In healthcare, we use computational tools. When I say computational tools, think software tools, AI, think artificial intelligence, think genomics. So that's what I mean by computational tools. So like we said earlier, medicine can no longer ignore data. Like these are some areas where computational tools are being applied in healthcare. Number one, you have precision medicine. We'll look at it shortly. Another, we have genomics. Another, diagnostics and drug discovery. Another is public health initiatives. Another application is for error reduction. There's also the fact where we talk about clinical decision making. But when we say error reduction, what do we mean? So most times there are medical errors, right? The clinicians here will agree with me. And one who is that person that said is only a fool that would do something, that would try something using one method repeatedly and expect different results. So when we, with computational tools, when we analyze data on those medical errors, it helps the healthcare systems to identify all those flaws, all those systemic flaws, and then implement strategies that would help to prevent future mistakes. So computational tools helps in this area to identify patterns. What are all those patterns? What are all those trends to avoid future errors? This is just one example. And then in clinical decision making, it helps us to understand medication adherence, like, assessing drug safety. And these things are crucial for delivering high quality treatments to patients. So for the purpose of this webinar, we'll be looking at precision medicine, genomics, and diagnostics and drug discovery. I just briefly touched on the others so that it doesn't sound foreign to us. So let's move. So now precision medicine. I know you've heard a lot about precision medicine or personalized medicine. And if you've not, I'll just, break it down in digestible content so that you can get it. So when we talk about precision medicine, what do we mean? We're talking about the right treatment. We're talking about the right treatment at the right dose, right? For example, the right drug at the right dose, then for the right patient. You know this thing where they say one size doesn't fit all. So in precision medicine, that is very much like the anchor word. One size doesn't fit all, and neither should medicine. So this is just a brief breakdown of precision medicine. But if you want a textbook definition of precision medicine is an approach to disease treatment where the approach takes into consideration an individual's variability in genes, in environment, and lifestyle. So the primary goal of precision medicine is to deliver the right treatment to the right patient at the right dose. That is it. That is just when you hear precision medicine, it shouldn't sound alien to you. It shouldn't sound foreign to you. It is just simply straightforward. But to paint a better picture for you, I dug up this chart from the internet, and this shows. I want you to help me look at this. Image clearly. So the first part shows traditional medicine, and it shows underneath it you see one treatment fits all. Now you look at the color-coded individuals by the left side that shows, for example, cancer patients. Now it's not just for cancer, but this is just a case study, an example, right? So colon cancer is the example used in this image. So now these individuals here, you can see the arrow pointing to the therapy icon, which looks like a drug. So now what it means is that one drug is used to treat all these patients, all these individuals here. And this is the resultant effect. The first part shows effects. Second part shows no effect. The last part shows adverse effects. And this is like traditional medicine. Now, below it, you see precision medicine, that's more personalized diagnostics. And then you see all these patients, and then you see the samples like blood, DNA, urine, and tissue analysis. And now you see different arrows pointing to different patients color-coded. The first one, green, orange, and blue. So what does it mean? Different drugs tailored to the genomics or DNA of different patients. And now what does it mean when we tailor drugs to the genome of different patients? I've been saying genomics, sorry, it's genome, not genomics. Genomics is the application, the study. So drugs tailored to the genome of different patients. So obviously you expect better effects, right? And now you see that the effects here is going upward. So for precision medicine, what this image is just trying to tell you that as opposed to traditional medicine that use just one drug to try to treat everybody, which might result in no effect at all. It might even cause that person to develop, something that is worse than what they were experiencing before. Precision medicine, on the other hand, tailors treatment to each person's DNA. For example, this person, now they said this person did a DNA analysis, maybe using their blood samples, and they found that there is this mutation in this person's DNA that makes them react to a particular drug or makes this drug work faster for them. Now, when it comes to the people designing those drugs, they take this thing into effect, and when they are designing the drug, they add all these things like, oh, this person is allergic to this, let's not put this. This person responds faster, to this kind of component or this chemical component. Oh, let's put this. Oh, we have to weigh it. We have to make sure that we are putting at the right dose and all of that. At the end of the day, the finished products would result in better response outcomes for each of the patients. That is just precision medicine. So don't feel lost next time you hear about precision medicine. So let's take another short break before we, continue. If you had a digital superpower as a doctor, what would you choose? What would you choose if you had a digital superpower as a doctor? Let's go back to our link. It's the same link that we used before. So let me see your answers. This time around, there are options, so you don't have to start thinking of what to type, right? So someone's mic is unmuted. Please help us to mute your mic so you don't distract the rest of us. Thank you so much. So yeah, so what's your relationship with computational tools? Computational tools, is it a crush? Is the relationship complicated? Are you just getting to know about computational tools? Or computational, you're trying to learn it, but computational tools keep ghosting you, or you guys are just friends? What's your relationship with computational tools? Oh, you're getting to know them. Okay. Crush. True love. Okay. I have just 10 votes. We have 65 people on this call. Please help me answer. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I'll just wait for another minute before we continue. Oh, okay. We have 18 votes. Let me just wait. Maybe someone out there is still trying to figure out their relationship with computational tools. Don't worry, it doesn't. I don't know who is choosing what option, so it doesn't keep record of your name or your username or anything. You're not logged in, so you don't have to worry about that. I just want to know your relationship with computational tools so I know how I proceed. Yeah, okay, so majority of everyone online says getting to know them. That's interesting. Okay, so let's go back to our presentation. Okay, someone said to resend the link. I just dropped the link. Oh, someone said it requires a code. So here's the code. Sorry, I didn't type that. Here's the code. If he asks you for a code, then just use this code. It's in the chat box. Yeah, okay. True love. A number of people are choosing true love. Okay, so let's just go back to. Thank you so much for. It's still open, so you can still type and still choose what you want to. I'll just go ahead and continue. Oh, we didn't answer this, right? If you had a digital superpower as a doctor, what would you choose? Let me hide. Or should we do this at the end of the call? Let me just start it anyways. Can you see this question? Can you see this question? If you had a digital power as a doctor, what would you choose? It's the same link. It's the same link. So you can. So I don't know if it's currently being recorded. Oh, okay, it's being recorded. So I think the organizers would let you know if you can have access to it. But I can definitely share the slides when I'm done, so you don't have to worry about that, because I have a surprise for you at the end. I have a couple of resources that will be useful for you, so I'll share the slides. So just please help me answer. I have just 14 people answering here. If you had a digital superpower as a doctor, what would you choose? Predict disease before it happens, treat anyone, anywhere, design new drugs overnight, diagnose instantly. I should have even added another option, all of the above, because I know some people, they can't, they want to do everything here. So, but just choose one. Oh, everybody wants to predict disease before it happens. I guess that's fair. Like, if we had known that COVID was about to hit the world that way, it would be very nice to, someone to, foresee it and tell us that COVID is coming, guys. If you're in China, run out, if you're in Nigeria, take all this, be very cautious. One buy one pack of gloves and nose masks before it gets so expensive. It would be really nice. Yeah, I think it's fair that everybody's going for predict disease before it happens. It'd be really nice to predict, things like Ebola, apart from COVID, Ebola, what other pandemic did we have then? A lot of it. And the weirdest part about this COVID-19 is that some of, the ones coming now in the next couple of years, if you tell them about COVID, maybe our kids or maybe the kids of our friends and all of that, if you try to tell them about COVID, they will be like, what's that? What are you talking about? They will know that there was a time where the whole world was shut down, like no movement and all of that. Yeah. So thank you. Let's go back to, thank you so much for participating. It's still open in case you had issues with the internet, but I think this is the slide. Okay. Yeah. So we move to the next. So now we're talking about the applications, and we've spoken about precision medicine. Now we'll go deeper into other applications. But before we do that, do you know that African genomes harbor the most diversity in the world? And it's, if you go online to get resources about this, check Nature papers, is in Nature, in different, columns of Nature. I think Nature Medicine, Nature Communications. the earliest humans migrated out of Africa. If you didn't know that, know it today. That we have the most diversity. So, and this diversity is actually our power, is our strength, because genomics without diversity is genomics without discovery. And that was said by Professor Segun Fatumo. This name will probably ring a bell in some of the researchers we have here. He's a powerhouse in this field, and he has really worked to try and make sure that Africa is on the map of genomics, especially in when you talk about GWAS, polygenic risk scores, and all of that. So they need us. So if genomics without diversity is genomics without discovery, that means the world needs Africans, right? They need our data. They need basically our data to improve genomics. And it's also ironic how when you look into databases, you see that African data set is limited, extremely limited. It's sad because there's a difference between reading this on paper and actually experiencing it. So we are in the field where sometimes it's time to get data, and then the whole issue of, apart from genomics data, I think it's in almost all the sectors, right? Trying to get African data and you don't see anything. And even when you try to say you want to pay for it, you don't even get to access it on time, right? So we'll look at that towards the end. So another application is diagnostics and drug discovery. I don't know if you've heard about the AI-driven antibiotics resistance prediction in tuberculosis that was piloted earlier this year. Where did this happen? I can't remember the location specifically, but it's in this paper, and this paper it's referenced towards the end of this slide. So you'd see resources to look up this paper. So another one is AI detecting pneumonia on chest X-rays. This is also currently being implemented. I'm talking about Africa now. So another discovery is mobile phone with malaria diagnosis app. I think I saw this somewhere on Twitter. I was looking for the link, but I couldn't lay my hands on the link. So someone developed an app that can diagnose malaria, right? So these are like nice discoveries, amazing discoveries that people can do, you can do when you learn how to use computational tools, right? So digital health and clinical practice, this is another application. So this one is in Rwanda. Blood delivery of blood using drones. This one was implemented in 2016, far back as 2016. So there's also one in South Africa, AI detecting tumors faster than humans in South Africa. There's also quite a number of them in Nigeria currently, telemedicine, mHealth in Africa. So these things, I'm focusing more on Africa, right? But it doesn't mean that computational tools are not used in other parts of the world. Obviously, that it is being used in other parts of the world, but I kind of streamlined, for the purpose of this presentation, most of the case studies, right, to Africa, just to drive it home. And I know it's not just Africans on this call, but just using Africans as a case study, right? So please permit me for that. So currently there are apps for maternal health. There are apps for COVID-19 tracking. I think this one was implemented in South Africa by the Philips Foundation. I'm not 100% sure, but I think I stumbled on a resource about this some moments ago. So now the thing is, technology would not replace doctors. Don't be scared. But doctors who use technology will replace those who don't. So now you'd have to ask yourself, what will your role look like in 5 years if AI can actually screen patients before you see them? How would you be useful, right? So these are questions you need to ask yourself. There's a popular Twitter meme of this guy putting his hand on his head, like, when he wants to drive home a point, do something like this. Yeah. I don't know if you know the meme I'm talking about, but I wish I had the meme on screen, but it's something to think about, like what will your role look like in 5 years if AI can screen. 5 years is even too much. Look at ChatGPT that came out which day. It's doing a lot of things, reviewing research papers, predicting a lot of things. So who knows what will happen next year, in 2 years' time, in 3 years' time. So now let's look at challenges in Africa. All of these are possible, right? All of these are happening all over the world. But how come it's not as widespread in Africa as it is out there? One thing is lack of infrastructure. So when we say infrastructure, what do we mean? When we say infrastructure, we're talking about internet, we're talking about labs, we're talking about high performance computing software, we're talking about storage, we're talking about sequencing facilities. How many states in Nigeria or how many countries in Africa would you like boldly say have sequencing facilities, top-notch sequencing facilities? So what good is an algorithm if the internet is down? Okay, so you've designed this software, you've designed this app, so what good is it if the internet isn't able to help you use the app and all of that? So this is one challenge. Another one is funding and training gaps. Everybody knows this, that we're saying computational tools will do this, computational tools will do that. How do we put Africa on the map? We need to invest in computational skills and tools that can drive these local biotech innovations, that can drive startups, that can drive research collaborations. We need to invest in young talents. We need to invest in computational biology training because it is limited. Currently, many universities, they still don't offer computational biology as a program, and that's not good. So without local investment, Africa would risk losing a lot of experts needed to develop its own genomic innovation solutions. That's why you see this thing, what do they call this now? Brain drain, right? A lot of young talents are, moving out to going over there to, study and get better. At the end of the day, they don't want to come back to improve this place because they have better opportunities, right? They will, they have better platforms to shine and learn more. So we really need to invest in capacity. And that's one thing I actually love about Genomac. There's currently provision of programs, computational biology bootcamp currently going on. And in that bootcamp, we are teaching people how to use computational biology. We are training a group of people how to apply to whatever. We're not saying drop your field. We're not saying leave healthcare. We're not saying leave research. We're saying supplement, like add it to what you're doing. Keep your lab coat, add computational biology. I think that was one of my LinkedIn posts last week. Keep your lab coat, add bioinformatics. Keep your lab coat, add computational biology. It would increase your insights in your specific field. You don't have to drop your field. In fact, having your keeping your field and adding this, like, it makes you more powerful. It puts you, like, when you're in a room and they're looking for people with such skills, it makes you stand out. So these are things that these are challenges that I think that we need to take note of. This is where you can come in as a young talent, to solve these problems. Another one is data availability and accessibility, right? So this is something that's common. I mentioned this earlier. I think I spoke a bit about it earlier, that availability of data, even when it's available, accessibility. So now there are now strict regulations on how to even access this data. And it's good because, something about healthcare data is that it's pretty sensitive, right? So they would like to protect patients' privacy. So this can complicate data sharing in the process. So if you know any researcher, or if you know people who are currently developing healthcare apps, ask them how difficult the hurdles they had to overcome to get access to these data sets, right? These are the things that that discourage people But currently, there are people in the field who are like trying to make this more easily accessible. And I mentioned one of them, Prof. Shegun Fatumo. There are a couple of them, but that's one person that I follow well, like in this field. He's trying to, bridge that gap. Another one is digital divide. That's what do I mean by digital divide? There's urban, there's rural. So you're saying we say we are creating local healthcare solutions. At the end of the day, when we create those apps, when we build those tools, we only make it like only the rich can use it. And most of the time, is these people in low resource communities that actually need this data, that actually need these tools, that need this app. So what you use is a DNA test if patients can't afford the follow-up drug. So this is another challenge because, and I know one thing is very common. These people, people over there, that's people from outside the country, outside Africa, take data sets of Africans, develop apps that would actually help us. They will do a good one for us. Develop apps that would help us. At the end of the day, come and sell it to us, and it's not affordable. Only a specific level of group of people in the society can afford it, and this is something that I feel like is another critical challenge in this field. So, but what did you say about challenges? When there is a challenge, there is also an opportunity. Let's look at the opportunities. So we spoke about genetic diversity. Like I said, diversity is our strength. Africa is the genomic gold mine of diversity. So what does that mean? More diverse data, more potential for better precision medicine, right? So that's one. Another opportunity is open source. If you've heard about open source before, I would like to mention here. If you haven't, open source, open science basically means when tools are widely available. I don't want to use the word openly available because it's already open source, right? But they are widely available for people to use, change, modify, as long as proper credits are given and proper what's the word now? Proper guidelines are followed. So that's what I mean by open source, open science. So when you talk about open source, you can look at it from different directions. We could talk about the tools, the resources. So these are opportunities for Africans to use because these things are free. They are open, right? Low cost entry. You don't have to pay before you use them. So when you go online and, for example, you're interested in building an app that would predict sickle cell anemia before, like that would predict when someone would have what do they call this? Is it breakdown now or the crisis? Yeah, that will predict when someone will go into the crisis before they actually do. I think I saw that on LinkedIn. Someone actually built an app to predict when someone will go into a sickle cell crisis before it happens because they lost a relative to that, right? So this is something. It was a Nigerian that did that, and now if care is not taken, this white guy will just come and buy that thing from that person, and they will patent it and sell it to us. They'll patent it and they'll come back to sell it to us. So these are the issues, right? But we've spoken about challenges. Now we're looking at opportunities. Let's not go into that. It's tempting, but let's not go into that, right? So prevention is often more impactful than expensive treatment. So one thing we should be looking at now is actually prevention. Say prevention is better than cure. This one, prevention is cheaper than cure. It's better to actually try to prevent something before it happens, because preventing it means that you won't have to start going through the stress or financial stress of getting drugs, emotional stress of going through all of that when it finally happens. So it's always good to invest more in preventing. So another thing is our young talent pool. This is our advantage. We have a massive young talent pool. Like our young talents are, but now the thing is, these young talents are feeling like they're not appreciated here. That's why most of them are leaving, to get these skills. and they go out to build other people's country, and it's not their fault. Everybody's looking for greener pastures. Everybody's looking for better days. So if we can invest more in our capacity here, training, I think it can also encourage the young talents to stay back and make this place better and build better healthcare tools for us. So you actually don't need to know it all to start. Everybody started small. Everybody started from a first step, right? Start small, build skills, collaboration, and all of that. So these are just few opportunities, just to mention a few. Now, this one is my quote. I didn't put anybody here. So medicine is learned by the bedside and at the bench, but in the 21st century, medicine will be learned at the keyboard. Chioma Onyido. So I'm the one that said that. That's why I'm calling my name. Yeah. So this is something something I would like us to critically think about. Normally they say bedside from bench to bedside and all of that. Now me, I'm even adding keyboard. Should I call it keyboard side just to make it more fancy? I'm just kidding, but like, you know what I'm trying to say, keyboard. So if we can add computational tools to medicine, I think we can actually like, move really forward in Africa. So what are you doing today to prepare for this shift? What are you doing today to add more computational tools? How are you preparing? To make that less difficult for you, I have a roadmap that can assist you in that. So this is a roadmap I would like to call the Digital Doctors Learning Roadmap. Number one, start from awareness. Don't put pressure on yourself by thinking you have to learn everything before you can start. No, start small. Start from awareness. What do I mean by awareness? If there's something you're interested in, for example, you're into microbiology, epidemiologist, public health, I saw biochemistry, and you want to actually do something, apply your domain knowledge to solve a problem, start watching webinars related to what you're interested in. Thank God we are now in an age where there is a lot of information out there. Like, go to YouTube, search for these things. If you're looking for a community for biochemistry or videos on how to build apps to solve a specific problem you're interested in, go there, go to YouTube, look up webinars on how to build tools, look up webinars on how to solve these problems. You'd see, search for it, you'd see. Another one is structured learning. So those webinars will also help you. It will it will pique your interest. It will help you. It will give you that something we call ginger in Nigeria. So what I mean by ginger, like motivation to actually learn it. So after that, you go for structured learning. Which one do you want to use? Do you want to use Coursera? Do you want to use EDX? There are a couple of platforms to help you out with if you are doing this part of structured learning. So there are a couple of courses. Look up healthcare courses on Coursera, health tech courses, like courses that you can, I think one I can recommend is genomic medicine in healthcare or something of that nature. So look at courses like that would, help you know more, because that knowledge is going to help you in the long run. Another thing you can also, another step you can also take is hands-on. Do hands-on projects. Go to galaxyproject.org. Look up they have a couple of I'm trying not to exaggerate, but they have a whole lot of projects you can participate in, and you don't need to code. That's the most interesting part. Like, you don't need to know how to code. They are basically GUI tools, so they are web-based tools. You just open Galaxy and click. You're learning computational biology. You're just clicking and learning. You don't have to code. But if you want to code, then learn Python, learn SQL. Those things would help you in the long run. Like, if you want to know how to query the electronic health records database, like, I told you now that we have a lot of data sets in healthcare. If you want to learn how to query, because most jobs now, that's what they ask for, because there are companies definitely they would generate healthcare data. So they will look for talents or people who can actually use these tools, Python, SQL, to help them extract insights from their patients' data. So this is another thing to learn, right? Python, SQL, and in the next slide I will show you the resource to use to learn these things, right? So another one is to join community. No, you can never underestimate the impact of communities. Like opportunities are not just like in places. Opportunities are in people. Like you won't have the time to read about all the opportunities in this world related to your field. That's why you need community. In communities, these opportunities are shared. Like they are being things that you never knew that you would see or come across. They'll drop it in the community, and if it resonates with you, then you apply or enroll in the course if it's a course that was shared. One community I would like to recommend on LinkedIn is Medics in Tech. So currently they're also running a what's the word now? Should I call it a boot camp for this September or for the rest of the year, where they teach healthcare professional or healthcare enthusiasts or beginners how to apply data analysis for healthcare. They're also teaching Python, they're teaching SQL, they're teaching how to use, their curriculum is actually robust and rich. So look up Medics in Tech on LinkedIn. I am not affiliated with them, so don't worry. So there's also, I'm not trying to sell off or sell their, I'm not even sure they even know me. So I think I share a lot of resources on LinkedIn. So I came across their community some days back. So another community you need to be aware of, and I think you are already, is Genomac Labs. Genomac, a couple of subsidiary in Genomac Lab, Genomac Institute. So they have back-to-back computational biology courses to help you to improve your skills in healthcare. Most of them are even free. And that's one thing I really applaud that company for. Genomac, they're really doing a lot when it comes to building the capacity of Africans in Africa. So look up other local hubs. There are some hubs I've not mentioned. Look it up, join. And if you're in Lagos, Genomac, they have a physical center in Lagos. I forgot to mention that, and it's superb. I think I've been there once for their launch event, and it was excellent. So that's another opportunity for you to join something big happening. So these are the resources. This is what I call the Digital Doctor Toolkit. Courses and tutorials, GUI tools, YouTube, projects. So these are some projects you can try. Community. So not to delve into this too much, we are rounding up. So free healthcare courses and learning platforms. I also went on to share. Please help me mute your mic. Please help me mute your mic. Please help me mute your mic. Thank you.
We can't see your slide again.
You can't see my slide?
Your slide is visible, ma. Maybe it's your network. Try refreshing it.
All right.
Yes,
So let me.
Hello, Boshede.
Please mute your mic.
Please, can you
mute your mic
Please mute
now?
your mic. Can you see my slide now?
Yes, we can see your slide now. It's on. Your slide is on.
Okay.
Please help me mute our mic, please.
Rounding up. So please help me mute your mic. Okay. Let me just round up.
The slide is on. It's visible.
All right, thanks. So these are free healthcare courses and learning platforms you can, look up after this. They also have certificates. And for open source learning, please help me mute your mic.
Hello, Boshede, please, can you hear me?
Can the moderator help me mute the mic? Can you do it from your end?
Okay, ma.
Is it possible to mute their mic from your end? So disturbing. You can't mute them.
No, ma.
Wow.
Hello, Boshede. Please, can you mute your mic?
This is a lot of noise, but I'll try. I apologize for that. So one question I would like to ask you is, what are you doing to prepare for this shift? When patients in Africa look for a digital doctor, will they find you? Will you be available with the right skills? Will you be prepared for that? So why should you, if everything I've been saying has not, really, stuck with you, I guess I should just ask the question. Sorry, I'm so distracted. I guess I should just, spell it out for you. Why you should add comp bio to your skill sets. Please help us mute your mic. Okay, let's just wrap up. Make your own space in science. Give meaning to your lab work. That's what computational tool would help you to do. It will also help you create local solutions. It will help you to join this future that is data-driven. So the diseases in our communities deserve local solutions, right? So you need to add computational tools to your skill set. Your wet lab data deserves meaning. You need to understand your wet lab data. You need to build tools. We need someone who can build tools that understand our genomes, our people, our gaps. And the most interesting part is that you don't need permission to start. What do you need? You just need a laptop, the internet, and your grit. So these are some of the resources I mentioned earlier and some of the works that were cited, right? So it doesn't get easier. You just have to get better at showing up. Or let me rephrase that so I don't scare you. When you take the first step, it looks very difficult, but when you take the first step and subsequently the journey would get easier and you will get better at showing up, right? Just to rephrase it, to make it softer so that you can know that this field is not an alien field. So everything that you would start building, you don't have to know it all, you just have to start small. Thank you so much. And this is my LinkedIn. You can connect with me on LinkedIn. Yeah, thank you so much. If you have questions, please let me know.
Okay, thank you so much, Ma, for this wonderful session about the digital doctor. Personally, I really enjoyed this on how you took us step by step on what precision medicine is, the importance of computational biology, and the recent developments that has been made in the diagnostic and drug discovery sector, and even in digital health. And the challenges that is being faced in Nigeria, and also the opportunities, and then the learning roadmap roadmap for digital doctor. Thank you so much, Ma, for this session. I actually enjoyed it so much. So please, we're going to go ahead to question and answer. So please, if you have any question and answer, please do well to drop it in the chat box, and I will read it out for our facilitator. Please drop your questions in the chat box and I'll read it out to our facilitator. So right now we have some questions in the chat box. Okay. Someone asked earlier that can you please help us with links to courses to becoming a digital doctor?
Yeah, I have those links in the slide. So you can actually, when I share the slides, you see them. The courses, I might not have the links, but I have the titles of the courses, right? So when I share the slides, you see them.
Okay.
I'll share the
So,
slides with the moderator, so she'll share it with you.
okay, ma. So we also have another question here, which and please, ma, can you drop your LinkedIn ID or the link?
I think I just
Okay, you've dropped it.
did.
Okay. Okay, you've dropped
Yes.
it. Okay, then someone else is asking, Andrew Generosity is asking a question. What alternative can we use as biochemists in Nigeria in regards to learning at bedside? Because biochemistry in Nigeria only learn at bench, not bedside, because of our policy in Nigeria. I'll take that again. What alternative can we use as biochemists in Nigeria in regards to learning at bedside? Because biochemistry in Nigeria only learn at bench, not bedside, because of our policy in Nigeria. I don't know if you...
So this person that asked this question, if the person is can just unmute their mic and speak, or drop a better breakdown of your question. So when you say bedside, I'm not sure you get the meaning of bedside, but let me know your meaning of bedside, right? What do you mean by bench and bedside? So to me, bench is lab work, wet lab, right? Bedside is translational. So maybe you have a different meaning of bench and bedside. So let me know, because I don't know how the policy of Nigeria is against bedside. Maybe you have a different meaning and I'm not getting it. So please help me unmute your mic and ask. Or if you don't want to unmute your mic, just type it in the chat box. Let me get a better understanding of your question. Thank you.
Okay, ma. So Andrew Generosity, can you speak? You asked the question. If you can speak and your environment is not so noisy, please kindly unmute. But if you are unable to speak, you can resend your question again for more clarification. Oh, you have
He has
network
network
issues.
issues. Yeah. You can type in the chat box, but you can go ahead and read other questions while they're typing yeah.
Okay, ma. So there are no more questions in the chat room, but some people's hands are raised. I'm sorry, I can't. Okay, Quadri. Gulam Quadri. I hope I did not murder your name. But please, your hand is raised. Do you have a question? Hello, Quadri.
Please kindly unmute and ask your question if you have.
Please, if you have any question, you can type it in the chat box or you unmute your mic and speak. Okay, Salman, can you unmute your mic and ask your question directly, or you'd like to type it in the chat box? Salman Kian. Do you mind unmuting your mic or you type your question in the chat box? Okay, while we are waiting for Sama to probably type his question and waiting for Andrew Generosity to probably type his question. So I would like to ask something. I don't know if I should say it's a question or so. You mentioned some challenges about some challenges in Africa. So all of these challenges, how do we like curb them? Like, how can the governments, okay, because some of them we might actually need the government to help, or some institution and all of that. So how?
So for some of the challenges, I mentioned the opportunities in those challenges. For example, the one about training capacity, right?
Yes, ma'am.
The fact that yes, that we need to invest more, like tertiary institutions, universities to be specific, should add bioinformatics or computational biology to the curriculum. That's one step. Even in fact, now, like, it is even encouraged for undergrads to have the option to choose computational biology or bioinformatics to learn from undergraduate level, not just masters. Because I know a couple of universities in Nigeria that actually offer bioinformatics course, just a few of them. So if they can start, if we can replicate that, like do it also for undergrads, let them start from young to start doing all those courses so that they can start developing interest in needs, finding solutions to problems and all of that. So that was one solution recommended. Another solution recommended for one of the let me look at the challenge of data access and data availability, right? So if you go through Nature or go through PubMed and look up Professor Segun Fatumo's papers, he spent a lot of his time and career talking about the diversity of Africans in genomics. So he spoke about, increasing the infrastructure, like sequencing facility. I think it's in Redeemers University now that they recently launched a sequencer. I don't know what institution that happened, but it should be ACE Guild in Redeemers University. So if we can invest more in these facilities, instead of we get samples from Africa, why are we sending them abroad to get results from them? Why can't we do our analysis here in Africa? Because it is by Africans, it should be for Africans in Africa, right? So I think that is when we can also say that we are putting in effort to solve this challenge. So that is another one. So did I answer your question?
Yes, ma. Thank you so much, ma. Okay, so we have a question in the chat room from Salman. The question is, like in computational tool in modern medicine, I think it's trying to ask how computational tool in modern medicine works in allergic vaccine or tuberculosis vaccine.
Okay, please, can you ask that? Can you say that again?
Okay, is asking for how computational tool in modern medicine, like how it works in allergic vaccine or tuberculosis vaccine.
Okay, yes. So a couple of different mechanisms. You can come from different angles. So if you want to come from the angle of prediction, so I showed a slide where antibiotic resistance prediction is currently being implemented in Africa. I think it was by Memon in 2025, this year. So there was a resource to that at the end of my slide. So you can come from the angle of prediction using the data sets of individuals to predict the spread of this antibiotic resistance, right? That's one. And that thing is to use, and how do you what's the word now? Build prediction models, machine learning. Can use machine learning to do that. I'm sure you've heard about machine learning. You can use AI to do that. So you have to learn these skills. If this is somewhere you want to contribute, you learn these skills. And I have done the work for you, some of the work for you. I have gone into the internet to look up these resources. So they're in this slide. So you don't have to worry about when will you share the slide. We will share the slide. So I will give it to the moderator. She will share it with participants. So look up those courses that fancies you, like anyone that you feel like is related to your field. Go into them, do your research. What are the objectives of this course? Is this something I think I can enroll into, and is it going to be worth my time? So these are the things you need to look at. So that's one angle. I hope I answered your question. So you can look at it from prediction, you can look at it from prevention. Yeah, all right, thanks. So I think
Okay.
I can see Andrew's
Yes.
yeah.
Yes,
Yeah,
ma'am.
you can read it.
Okay, so it's saying like what it means is that bench side, which is in the lab, while bedside
Yeah.
is the hospital.
The
So no
hospital.
room for biochemists in Nigeria to put what they do in the lab into
Into
practice.
practice. Yeah, okay. So you are saying in Nigeria, abroad, even outside the country, I don't think biochemists are allowed to operate on humans like abroad. So except maybe you're not talking about biochemistry, because I have first degree and second degree in biochemistry. So I don't think we were taught to interact, use human. So I'm trying to get your question. So in biochemistry, we study structures, chemical structures, biochemical structures, and how it relates to the human body. And where can biochemists work? They can work in labs where you analyze samples. So you get samples and then you analyze maybe the electrolytes component or protein or whatever. And then you can also do liver function tests. You can do some of those tests. So you're saying that no room for biochemists in Nigeria. I don't think that's true. So I'm trying to look into your question now and come from this angle of lab analysis, like using human tissue or urine samples, analyzing it and all of that. And you're saying that in Nigeria, there's no room. There's actually room. I think they do this sideways thing in Nigeria for undergraduate students where when they get to their third year, I don't know if it's third year now or second year, they go into the field. That's they send them to labs to do 6 months compulsory training. Interesting, exactly. So it is happening in Nigeria. Are you in Nigeria or you're asking for someone? Because I did my degree in Nigeria, and yes, I was able to do my sideways in a lab, and I was able to work with human samples. So, or are you saying that it is not widespread, like it's not as common as it should be? If that's the angle you're coming from, I agree. Because now, if you want to actually, do your sideways, from things I'm hearing from my friends, that if you want to do your sideways now, if you come with your biochemistry degree, they'll say no, that they need someone from microbiology. Right? So that's where I would say that there's a problem. And I honestly don't know the solution to that problem yet. So I'm just trying to tackle your questions from different angles. I hope I really answered it. Yeah, theory can't solve human problem. Obviously, no, it can't. I hope I answered your question. So someone has been raising their hand for a while now. I don't know if the person is still on the
Yes,
call.
ma. I called the person initially, but the person did not respond. So
Okay.
yes, ma.
Okay. Maybe
Yes.
I can't actually type on the chat box, but I can speak here from here. If I'm
Yes.
audible,
Sure,
please
sir. I can hear you.
can I go ahead?
Yes, please.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you very much. Auntie Chioma, you really tried to actually educate us. I just want to go straight to my question. But before then, I just want to add to what you have said concerning the issue of the practice of biochemistry in Nigeria. I think it's more of a professional issue. It's not something that can easily be tracked locally like this. is so broadened because it touches a lot of other science professional areas. Yeah, so maybe we should not go too deep into it. But I want to limit myself to one aspect of your submission, of your presentation. And you see, in the practice of medicine in Nigeria, there are so many sides to it.
Yeah.
But this dimension that we are looking at is very sensitive and is very significant. And I think it's going to help us. Now, the problem area that I just want to talk about, because you actually delves into the advantages that we can derive even from the problems that we have. But one of the problem areas is this internet connectivity in Nigeria. Why is it that comparatively, Nigeria, even within the African context, is about one of the most backward country where we suffer severe internet connectivity. Now, it's affecting us. Apart from the problem of the finances that we encounter, we are not actually enjoying internet connectivity. All the things that you have said, if there is no proper internet connectivity, we are not going to enjoy it. We are not going to be able to actually maximize it. And my question is, who are the professionals who are designed to resolve internet problems? What are they doing? What is their commitment? Because it is affecting the practice of science and medicine in Nigeria. You only need some hospitals will just collapse because they are not properly connected and there are facilities that they cannot access as a result of that. Instead of traveling for kilometers and wasting a lot of financial resources, they become limited. Okay, let us even boil down the issue to academics. What are you going to do? You have talked about a lot of tools that you are going to access. You are not going to be able to do this without proper internet connectivity. Look at what is obtained in Britain and USA and some other advanced countries. Look at the way they access the internet, for God's sake. Apart from the fact that we pay so much to utilize connectivity, we are not even enjoying it. We are not talking of all these other advanced technologies. We want to use them, but the finances are not there. So I want to submit that we should begin to look into this area because it's going to help us to advance the course we are discussing about here today. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much, sir, for that excellent input. It's a critical issue. This internet. I think there's a place in my slide where I reference that. What good is all this algorithm if we don't have stable internet connection to be able to use it? Someone wants to go to the hospital to get something in check or a diagnosis, and let's say the hospital they are currently using the EHR medical system, and they're telling you to wait because there's no lights, there's no power supply, and you have to wait so that they can check, input your data and all of that. It's a critical issue, and I really pray that and hope that it gets better. And it's something for we, the young ones, to look into too. Everyone, like, it's a call to action for everybody. So this is where opportunities like people can actually, do amazing things, propose solutions, get grants to solve these problems. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much, Ma, for the answers he gave to our questions. So I would like to invite Mr. Farouk to briefly give us an introduction to BioPython. Hello, Mr. Farouk, can you hear me?
Yes, please, I can hear you. Thank you. Can you hear me clearly?
Yes, I can.
All right, thank you. Thank you also, Chioma. Thank you for that wonderful presentation. I know it's just one of the things you always do, right? You always deliver with your presentations. And I think the keynote thing to take out of your presentation is the fact that you need to learn how, I mean, we all need to learn how we can use, computational tools to better medicine or healthcare in general, right? And you don't just learn the tools. You have to start from the ground up, right? So we have to take it bit by bit. We have to learn what are those things that make up the tools, right? So then we can trace it all down to the foundation. And if we are tracing it down to the foundation, we have to trace it to how we can communicate with computational devices, right? Now this goes beyond laptops and mobile devices, right? There are a lot of computational devices, a lot of healthcare devices like EHR that she mentioned, right? And there's a form of technology now called Internet of Things, as IoT, right? That type of technology is where you can have, um, you know, programming and softwares installed in your normal non-living equipment, right? So I can have on the walls of my business a screen where people can communicate with, and it can help better my business. So all of these computational tools, we need to think of them in a wider range. To be honest, they go beyond you just using your computer in your office or at your house, right? So how do you actually do this? How do you actually know how to interact with these devices, right? That is where programming languages come in, right? You need to learn programming languages if you want to be at the forefront of all of these innovations, right? You need to learn programming languages, and Python is a major programming language, right? I always advise people that just want to get into programming to learn Python first, right? Because Python is a language that breaks barriers for people, right? With Python is what we refer to as a global language. With Python, you can use it for multiple purposes, right? Python helps with website development, app development, machine learning, that is AI. We're in the age of AI now, and we cannot do without AI. So all of this information, when we get information about, oh, this is the direction of the future, what are you doing about it? That's the question. What are you doing about it? Because if you just get the information and you keep it to yourself, is as good as not even getting information in the first place. So you have to take those steps, those action plans, right? And obviously at Genomac Labs, what we do is we make sure that we make things easy for people. We won't just tell you, oh, do this, and then expect you to go and find out how you can get into it. You do it, and then we'll tell you, oh, these are the steps to take. If you want to take this, we have a route for you to follow. It's sort of a situation where we put you at the top of our minds, because we want you to take the best routes that you can possibly take, right? So if we as bioinformaticians and scientists, we want to engage with programming languages, we need tools like BioPython, right? BioPython, I'm sure many of us have heard of BioPython over and over again, right? So with BioPython, we can perform all bioinformatics analysis that we know of within the Python environment, and we can also do those Python capabilities that are required for advancing these computational tools in healthcare, right? So we'll be hosting a BioPython program, and I'll be facilitating that program. It will be coming up in 2 weeks, right? We will have more details sent to us after this presentation. So we'll also be offering a discount for those that have attended this webinar, right? So you would have to reach out quick enough for us to know how we can make those arrangements, right? So with BioPython, you will learn how you can interact with APIs from other machines, because I believe that's something many people don't pay attention to. APIs are application programming interfaces, so they allow applications to interact with each other. So what I mean by that is you can create a tool where you can interact with other already existing tools just by using their APIs, right? So these are the sort of things you learn with BioPython, right? That's the sort of thing that you learn in this advanced BioPython course that we are hosting. So we just decided to bring that in just before we close this program, so that we are all aware of this opportunity that we are presenting for us. So if we're interested, we can, in the WhatsApp group, if you have not joined the WhatsApp group, the link will also be dropped. in this webinar. So in the WhatsApp group, we'll discuss further on how you can start that program, right? So we will be learning blasting, sequence alignments, multiple sequence alignments, how to access NCBI servers, right? Sequence classes, sequence objects, and of course we'll be learning Python, because Python is the foundation for BioPython, right? So with that, I would leave the mic back to Peace. Please, you can take the mic here from here. So I believe we would be hearing from us that will be interested. So the discount is a limited time offer, so you want to make sure you reach out early enough. So thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Farouk. And please, based on what Mr. Farouk has said concerning the BioPython class, the link has been sent in the chat box. So please, if you're interested, please, this is a step into, your journey into computational biology and precision medicine. So please do well to register with the link which is in the chat box. Just click on it and register. And remember that the discount is for a limited period of time. So please, let's do well to register, because opportunities like this might not come again. Okay, so do well to, the way they say, take the bull by the horn, or however it is. So please, let's do well to click on the link and register for the class. And after registering for the class, please do well to join the WhatsApp group. All right, thank you very much. So sorry, does anyone want to speak? Okay, so on behalf of Genomac Lab.
Hello. I want to speak. Sorry.
Okay.
You said there's a
Right.
discount. I can't see anything like discount in the form you said we should click. You said people that attend this event that want to, sign up for that program. I didn't see the discounts in the form. I saw $50. I didn't see anything like discount. Or is that a discounted price?
So the discount is just for those that attended this webinar. So you want to make sure when you join the WhatsApp group, you send a message to one of the admins on the group, and we will take note of you as being eligible for the discounts. I hope that's fine.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Okay. I hope you got that clearly, Mr. Kola.
I didn't. So I want to know what discount. If the discount, it's so simple. I saw price $50. Is that $50 the discounted price, or those that attended this webinar?
Please, where's the WhatsApp link to the WhatsApp group?
When you click on the link, this
Now
link
we
I
get
sent to the
something less
chat
than
box,
$50.
you're
I
going to
just
get
need
a WhatsApp link from there after you've registered.
Okay.
Okay, thank you very much. Hello, Mr. Farouk. Do you still want to throw more light on Mr. Kola's inquiry?
No, so the thing is, we'll send the WhatsApp group directly to those in this webinar, right? We'll send it directly in this chat box now. I would send it. So when you join the WhatsApp group, just make sure you send a message to us, the admins. We'll take note of you as being eligible for the discount. I think that works. So the $50 is the full payment, right? So $50 is the full payment. So you would get a discount from the $50. I hope that's clear.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Okay. All right. All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Farouk. So on behalf of Genomac Labs, I would like to sincerely thank our facilitator, Chioma Onyido, for an engaging and insightful and an interactive section. Your expertise and practical examples have truly deepened our understanding on how computational tools are shaping modern medicine, and we appreciate the time and the efforts you put into preparing and delivering this wonderful presentation. All right. So to all our participants, I would also like to thank you all for your active engagement, your thoughtful questions, and contributions throughout this session. Okay. It's your curiosity and willingness to share ideas that made this discussion like this so valuable. But before we wrap up, I would like you all to do well to go to LinkedIn and also go to YouTube and do well to follow Genomac Labs so that you can stay updated on any upcoming webinar, any upcoming symposium, any upcoming training we might have, and do well to follow us on our YouTube page, okay? So that you can watch our previous webinar that has happened in the past. For example, last week, I think last week or last 2 weeks, we had a webinar which is on YouTube. So please do well to go to our YouTube page, follow us there, and you can also do well to watch the webinar. Okay, Mr. Farouk has actually dropped the WhatsApp link here. So please, let's do well to click on the link. It's right here in the chat box. So please click on it and do well to join the group immediately. Please, let's do that. And just like he said it's for a limited period of time. So do well, fastest finger. So please do well to click on the link and quickly join the group immediately. All right. So once again, thank you all for being parts of this symposium. Sorry, is someone trying to say something?
Yes, ma'am. Good afternoon, ma'am.
Okay, good afternoon.
Yes, ma'am. I just want a clarification on one thing concerning this program. Like is about Python. So that means one need to have knowledge of Python before person can execute the program very well. That is treat this thing very well. So in a situation whereby somebody has knowledge of Python,
Sorry,
how
please,
will you
Olajuwaju, can you hold on, please? Please, kindly mute your mic. Mr. Dabai, Dadai, Bala, please kindly mute your mic. Hello. Sorry, please, can you hold on? Please. Please mute your mic.
Okay.
Yes, thank you. Or do you have a question?
Can you hear me now, ma'am?
Okay, yes, please go ahead.
Yes, ma'am. My question is, this is BioPython and is more of computational biology training. But based on what Mr. Farouk has said, that one need to be grounded in Python programming language first before the person will be able to fix effectively on this program. Now, what is the provision for somebody who has no prior knowledge of Python for this program? Because I could remember I did barcoding with Genomac, barcoding, and it's more of programming works. So that programming aspect of it really gave me series of challenges. And the issue with this training, many a times I tell you, facilitators don't pay enough attention to when you have challenges, especially at critical stage. So you may drop message on WhatsApp and they might not attend to you on time. So unless someone have somebody who already have the prior knowledge of that aspect who can attend to you on one-on-one basis, that's why I'm asking that, is there a provision for somebody who has no prior knowledge of that Python and you want to enroll for this program? That's my question. Thank you, ma.
Okay, thank you for that question, Olarewaju. So actually, for this course, it's going to start from, the grassroots of Python. All right. Okay, I guess I'll just call Mr. Farouk to throw more light on this. Hi, Mr. Farouk, can you hear me? Hello, Mr. Farouk. Okay, he said he can't speak now, but then he also said that the course will definitely start from the grassroots of Python. So we are going to be taught the basics of Python before you dive into the deeper parts of it. So the old basics of Python will be taught in this class. I hope that is okay. And he also said every single person will be attended to. Does that answer your question, Mr. Olariwaju?
Thank you, ma. Yes, ma. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much. So once again, please do well to register for this BioPython class. The link to the WhatsApp group has been dropped. Please do well to click on the link and join the group. You can also click on the form and register. And like I said earlier, I said you can do well to follow us on our LinkedIn page, connect with us on our LinkedIn page so you can stay updated on our upcoming webinars or symposium or trainings or boot camps or diploma, courses that will be coming up soon. So please do well to click on the link. The link has been sent, is in the chat box, and I'll be sending it again right now. Okay, I've sent it again, so please do well to connect with us on LinkedIn. Sorry, Aisha, you're asking, is this fully funded? In what aspects? You mean this training, the BioPython training? Is that what you're referring to? If you're referring to the BioPython training, it's not fully funded. You have to pay a fee, but the only difference is that since you attended this session, you're going to get a discount for it. All right. I hope that answers your question, Aisha. So that's why a link to the WhatsApp group was dropped in the chat room. Okay. So do well to click on the link and join the group. The discount only applies to those who attended this session. I hope I answered your question clearly, Aisha. Okay. Sorry, Aisha, can you speak? I don't understand what you are trying to say. If you can speak, please speak.
Please, I want some course like this, which should be fully funded. I want
Okay,
to learn it.
You mean this training, the BioPython training?
Yes, I'm talking about Python training. Yes.
Okay. Go ahead, ma.
Yes. What you're saying?
Okay.
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 Could you give me.
Okay, the training is not fully funded. Okay, but the price has been subsidized, especially for those who attended this symposium.
In
I hope you
future,
understand
can
me.
you do it? In future, can you do this? In future.
I can't say for now.
Okay.
But we'll look into it.
Okay, fine. Thank you. Thanks
All right.
for
All right.
telling me, guiding me, giving guidance. I have been doing some many courses which are fully funded. As I'm a student and I am not, I'm not financially strong now. That's why I was asking you that.
Oh, okay, ma. Okay, ma. I understand you, ma. Thank you very much, ma. But we'll look into it for in the future. But for this one, it's not fully funded.
Thanks. So nice of you. Thank you very much. Thank you.
All right, you're welcome, ma. Please, Pretty Toby, which link have you not seen? Which link are you referring to? Is it the link to the WhatsApp group? Or the link to register? Okay, I'll resend the link right now.
Yes, please, before we depart finally, may I just add one point? Hello?
Okay, sir. Go ahead,
yes,
sir.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Yes, thank you. We actually listened patiently to Mr. Farouk, We know Mr. Farouk is a passionate teacher, and he's a very gifted leader. And now, the point that Aisha is raising is very germane. Many people are not financially buoyant. That's why, especially participants in symposium like this will expect some full funding. But if that is not available, please let the course, the biocoding course, about Python course, be highly subsidized for us. It is based on the interest we have. That's why we are participating in symposiums like this. And some of us who are already undertakers of so many courses with Genomac, we are gradually getting familiar and much more in love with their programs. And so we will not like to be discouraged by the charges they put on their courses. Because it is we who are very close to the grassroots people that will invite others. We want to get familiar with your LinkedIn and other sources. So, but if the charges to these courses, some of us run 2-3 courses at a stretch. This one is going to take 2 weeks now. And some of us are already undergoing some courses with Genomac. And so we want a thorough consideration to be put into the charges that they give us. Otherwise, it will become too difficult to bear. Like what Olanewaju said, the packaging should be structured in such a way that it will be easily accessible. Not only during the course, during that 2 weeks. We know 2 weeks is so short a period. That's why I emphasize the proper packaging. But even after the courses, after the courses ended, we can utilize it to build up our research activities. We don't want a situation where after we have struggled to pay, we get into the courses and we are finding it very difficult to complete. When you start, you say you are going to start from the grassroots. You are going to start from the element, from the basics. That's good. It's a learning. You now go and look for the money, you struggle and then you pay. But by the time you get into the middle and particularly to the end of the course, it becomes overwhelming to the presenters and they begin to skim you out or possibly just kind of cleverly neglect you in a way. It is not encouraging. That's what I just want to add to what that Mr. Olanewaju has submitted. And what Aisha has said, the program organizers, should also look into it. We are not saying that you should throw free funding into the air for the whole world. But those of us that are keenly interested, we should be proud of some funding privileges. I think you understand the 2 submissions that I've made now. Thank you very much.
Yes. Okay. Thank you so much, sir, for the addition to that. So I think I would like
Mr. Farouk will also hear that and he will work with it together with the CEO and others.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.
Additional points are quite noted, and the director is here, and I'm sure she has taken good notes of that. Thank you so much, sir. Okay, I guess I'll just call out. Hello, Mrs. Blessing. Please, ma, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, please. Thank you so much for handling this symposium cleverly. So yes, I've listened to what Mr. Adigbero, Aishat, and also Mr. Olanrewaju. So I've listened to the things that they've shared, and I understand typically what they're saying. But to address the things that have been shared, so starting with Aishat's question, so this particular training isn't fully funded, as has been stated. But the thing with that, the program is already heavily subsidized. Like, even at the $50 rate, it's still subsidized compared to what you're going to find outside. Because the reason why I'm saying it's already subsidized even at $50 is because you're first going to start with learning Python. before you now start going into BioPython and using it for the analysis of biological data. So even at $50 already subsidized. And this is a program that you're going to be having sessions every day for a minimum of 2 hours. And aside that, the facilitator, Mr. Farouk, is going to be having questions and things from every one of you. So I'm saying that the program is already heavily subsidized at $50. And by the time we're even going to be giving further discount for people that join this symposium, that already shows that it's still even going at a much, much more lower rate. So that's why we can't make it fully funded. So for the other part about the facilitators not responding and that, well, for that, I will first of all give an apology on that. So that must have been an oversight on our part because it's not our style. So that must have been something that happened at that point in time. But just to address the part about facilitators not responding, some of the issues that we have is that sometimes the students or the participants that join a session actually don't go through, they don't join the on-site sessions. And even if videos are provided, sometimes they don't go through that. But when you come over and ask the facilitator, you're asking the facilitator the same thing that has been shared during an online class or that has been provided in a video. So the fact is that the facilitator has many other things he has to handle and is handling that as well. So if the participant do their due diligence to go through the tutorial, be present when there's a session, watch the videos when they have to, the things that they will have when the facilitator will have to help them with something, then it reduces the questions that most times shouldn't have been asked. So those are the two things I'm going to say about this. So, but we're also going to look into it to maybe you get funds from outside so that we can help more people to be able to gain access to this. And we're also going to put in structures in place to ensure that everyone is well catered for. So that's that. Thank you so much for your comments and your insights. And we look forward to seeing you during the session. Thank you.
It's all right. Thank you. Thank you for the response.
Please, you're actually muted. You will need to unmute yourself.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Okay. Thank you so much, Ma, for throwing more lights to the observations, the comments, and the questions. All right. And I'm sure the participants understood that clearly. So once again, I would like to thank you all for being part of this symposium. And okay, I would like to thank you all for being part of this symposium, and we look forward to seeing you all in our future webinar, our future symposium, our future, free trainings, and even our paid trainings too. Thank you all. Till next time. Bye.
You promise we will get the recorded version of this of the symposium. Did you promise we get a recorded version?
Oh,
yes.